What's up guys, Chimp here, and welcome back to a brand new video. And we are doing something that could be great for the future in my opinion, to do like every single week. And that is my weekly NFL predictions. Like I haven't obviously been doing them from week 1 to 7, so, all these are all done like in real life, the real life scores up till week 7. Week 8 though is for us to decide. How do I think the games are gonna go? That all that good stuff. So let's get into it. And we're starting off with a banger. The Bengals versus the Jets. Who will win? If we were playing this in like 2020, this would be the worst game in the entire season, probably. My garage door is going off for no reason. I don't know why. No one's out of the house. I don't know why the garage door is going on, but still. That's annoying. Alright, the garage door stopped. The Bengals versus Jets used to be a boring game, but right now, it's a blowout. The Bengals are gonna win. They beat the Ravens 41-17. An ad just popped up. Goodness gracious. But they beat the Ravens 41-17, not even at home. So, completely embarrassed the Ravens. And I think the Jets offense just has no business competing with the Bengals offense. So in the end, I think the Bengals will easily score at least 30 points. So I'm going to go 31-10. Bengals beat the Jets in a blowout victory. As now we move on to the Titans-Colts game. And I think this is going to be one of the more interesting ones. I do think the Titans will win. The Colts are not a bad team. I think they'll definitely make this close. I'm going about like 27-21. But in the end, the Titans, I think, will prevail. I don't know if the Colts defense can stop Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and A.J. Brown at the same time. And the Titans defense has a lot to be determined, but I think they're going to outlast the Colts for sure. Moving on, we got one of the more interesting games. The 4-3 Cleveland Browns taking on the 3-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now the Steelers are 500. I don't think that's gonna last. The Browns with Nick Chubb are gonna absolutely demolish the Steelers, in my opinion, or at least demolish their hearts. I don't think this will be a blowout victory though, because the Browns aren't playing that amazing football that we could have all thought. I think though this will be a pretty decent game to watch. I think the Browns will, in the end, win 28-24. That's the Super Bowl 49 score, but still, 28-24 Cleveland Browns over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Moving on, we got the Bills versus the Dolphins. This is the Bills. The Dolphins are just not doing good. They just aren't. It's not their year. The Bills are going to absolutely crush them. I think they're going to score about 42 when the Miami Dolphins only score 17. I think this is a valid prediction because the Dolphins, they haven't been good at all. They're 1-6 for a reason, right? I can't see the score. That sucks. Tua started off the year decently, but after that, they had Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, they didn't do good. They had very average quarterback play. Tua came back, and then they lost to the Jets and the Falcons. So, maybe Tua's not as good as the Dolphins think he is. He's a good and decent player for the future, potentially, but not right now. Moving on, we got the Patriots taking on the Chargers. It's going to be the Chargers. They just have too much of an explosive team to pass on here. The Patriots are just not explosive. They're just, we can move the ball, and we have a decent defense, sort of thing, right? I think the Chargers, though, will pretty much beat the Patriots in a comfortable margin. About 27-17. Chargers over the Patriots. I think that's a good score. Moving on, we got the Rams versus the Texans. All right, let's think here. Who would the Rams win this game? I honestly don't know. I don't know if the Rams are contenders even for the playoffs. So let me know in the comments section what you think, because I'm not sure if this prediction's accurate, but I do think the Rams are gonna win by about maybe 1 quintillion. This is not even gonna be a close game in my opinion. The Bills beat the Texans 45-0. So the Rams should be able to do some damage. If Tyrod Taylor is starting, maybe they can muster out 10 points. But I think at the best with Davis Mills, 35-7 Rams over Texans. Moving on, we got the Seahawks taking on the Jags. With Geno Smith, anything can happen. Maybe the Jags can muster out a win. They have lost 2 consecutive games, both by 3 points, with Geno Smith. And I'm going to continue on that 3-point trend, except I'm going to have them actually winning 20-17. The Jags are coming off a bye. They have to have a strong mindset going into the final, half of the season. They have to be better than what they are. They have a good roster, right? Or a good roster compared to what their record actually is. But I think they can compete, but I don't think they'll come out with the win. Moving on, we got the football team taking on the Broncos. Disappointment versus fraud. Who will win? We're going to go with the football team. By the way, I keep smashing my armrest on the drawer. So if you can hear any thud, thud, thud sounds, that's what they are. But football team taking on Denver, that's a really interesting one. Because honestly, this could go either way. But the way the Denver Broncos played against the Cleveland Browns without Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb, they have no shot at winning this. Can I? Please and thank you. There you go. I'll have it being close though. 24-21. Washington football team over Denver. Moving on, we got the Chiefs taking on the Giants. It's gonna be the Chiefs. Hopefully the Giants don't beat the Chiefs. Like, they just beat the Panthers 25-3. So that's why I think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game, considering the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs will put up 31 points. And in my opinion, Giants put up 27. Like, I was nearly going to say only 27, because that's how the year has literally been for Kansas City. Only 27 is a compliment. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of these matchups are pretty straightforward, so maybe Week 9 will be better. Nah. It's not any better. Week 10's not better at all. So we're not getting a ton of interesting matchups. As this is probably America's game of the week, no question. Cardinals or Packers? Devontae Adams has COVID. It's the Cardinals for sure. How do you think Devontae Adams will do? Or Aaron Rodgers would do without Devontae Adams? Phrase that wrong there. I just don't think they'll prevail. The Cardinals will be limited because the Green Bay has pretty good defense. The Packers will compete, but in the end, 27-20, Cardinals win over Packers. It's a bare win, but I think the Cardinals deserve to win this one because they just don't. The Packers don't have Devontae Adams. Moving on, we got the Eagles taking on the Lions. The Lions competed with the Rams. I don't know how, honestly. If you're all thinking Matthew Stafford's revenge game, they are going to get crushed. The Lions suck. And then, what was the final score? Look at this. 28-19. It was close, right? So we cannot leave the Lions out of this. I'm going to go with the Eagles, but barely. Just barely. I don't think this is going to be a particularly interesting matchup. We'll go 17-14. Eagles over the Lions. It's not going to be that offensive, I don't think. Just like the Seahawks-Eagles game. So 17-14, my prediction for the Eagles-Lions game. Moving on, you got the Panthers taking on the Falcons. The Panthers are really being like frauds here. I don't think Christian McCaffrey comes back for another week. So Carolina doesn't come back for another week. Falcons win this one over Carolina, and I think it'll be close. Let's not go 27. I've done 27 too many times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 27. So we'll try another score. We'll go. I think this could actually be really close. We'll go 24. Okay, now my taskbar's getting up. 24 to maybe, I think, 17 is no. Well, I think the Panthers can score more on them. I'm gonna go 24-22. Panthers go for the 2-point conversion, convert it, but they don't have enough time for another field goal. So 24-22 Falcons over Panthers. Moving on, we got the 49ers taking on the Bears. I think this is the 49ers, but by a very small margin because Justin Fields is just a flashing player at this point. I won't be shocked if the Bears win this because they're not a bad team at all, right? But I just don't think that the 49ers defense can lose to a team like the Bears right now. I don't even think David Montgomery's back. My apps. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's Classland. Never mind. That's for my school. But David Montgomery. When will he come back? Injury update. There we go. Alright. How long? Alright, so there you go. I don't know how old that is, but David Montgomery I don't think is going to be back. If he is, then the 49ers could be screwed. There's a ring camera. You hear it every vid at this point. What's there to say? But the 49ers will win. I don't think it's going to be a particularly interesting one. I think Jimmy G's just not that good of a quarterback at this moment in time. I'm going to go 20-10. Nah, I think that's too much of a blowout. We'll go 20-14. 49ers over the Bears. Moving on, we got the Buccaneers. Okay. Buccaneers are going to beat the Saints. I don't think that's any question there. Maybe the Saints compete, but the Bucs offense is just too explosive. 35 to maybe 20. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. 35-20 Bucs beat the Saints. I just bit my tongue. It's really painful, but I'm going to try and hide that. Moving on, last game that we had to predict, not last game in real life, is going to be the Cowboys versus the Vikings. I think this is going to be really a fun game. I think the Vikings just don't stand a chance against that Cowboys high-flying offense featuring the beast out of Memphis, Tony Pollard, one of my favorite players in the league. Ezekiel Elliott, I hate him off the field, but on the field he's a beast. By the way, before I continue on, Rain Dakota Prescott is Dak Prescott's real name. Anyways, sorry to anger you guys, the Cowboy fans watching this. I should know I live in Texas, so every single person is a Cowboys fan. But, nope, Dak, not Dakota. I gotta focus on that. Dak Prescott has been really, really good. And that offense is just really good. That defense could be way better. Trayvon Diggs is allowing some big plays. Yeah, he has 7 interceptions and all. But also, you got to look at how many big plays is he allowing. And he's allowing quite a bit. He's a fierce player, but 7 picks is just not enough to judge a corner. However, the Cowboys, after that long lecture, will win. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. You know, two great receiving cores going up against terrible secondaries. Hopefully Justin Jefferson can come back and light up my secondary, my fantasy team again. But 35-31 to end off this vid. It's a huge high-scoring matchup. Yeah, it's a bit unrealistic, but I think this could very well happen because you're going against 2 really good offenses versus 2 pretty bad defenses, right? So the Vikings have a good D-line. Right, so the Cowboys are just weak at that point compared to the Vikings. But in the end, the Cowboys barely squeak out a win. Overall, though, I don't think these predictions are very wild because I think any of them could have predicted, the same thing as me. Because these are not, this week was not very interesting because there's just not many, intriguing matchups. And in the near future, it doesn't really seem like there's going to be too much, especially in week 11. Jeez, that week sucks. But I mean, week 12's got some good ones on tap. Luckily, the Chiefs are on bye. Maybe they can finally do something. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, and I will see you in the next video.